Hey class, it's Mrs. Lynn. Welcome to the second week of your remote learning. I hope you guys are still doing well at home, staying healthy and safe, and enjoying this extended time that you get to spend with your families. All right, so this week we're going to continue our lessons in Google Slides. I'm going to teach you this week how to insert something called a word art. And it's just a fun little thing you can add to your presentations and reports to make it more colorful and more interesting. So let's get started. Now, remember, as I'm going through the video, you can fill out the guided notes in slide 3. Okay, but I'm actually going to do most of my work today in slide 4. So to insert a word art, you're going to click on the Insert button on the File menu, and you're going to click Word Art. It's kind of about halfway down that menu. A little box is going to pop up. This is where you're going to type in maybe your title. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to say hello class. You're going to press enter for that word art to generate. And you're going to see it's a little bit different than just a text box, right? It's actually acting more like an image. So I can, when I have it selected, move it around my screen. I can resize it just like I could resize an image. Okay. And then there are a few things you can do with this that you wouldn't be able to do with just a regular text box. So the first thing you can do is you can change the font to that text to that word art by changing the font up here. Okay, so I'm going to just change it to a font called Pacifical. And as you can see, that changes the font right away. And that's already looking so cool. But I want to actually add a pop of color to it. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the paint bucket and choose a color to fill it with. Well, let's see, GA's color is green, so let's go with a green. Okay. And already that's very creative looking, right? It will really draw attention to your title. Right next to that paint bucket is this border color. Now I'm going to skip that for a second because right now my border, or basically the outline of your word art, is so thin that even if I change the color, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to go to the border weight, which is right next to border color. And I'm just going to change it quickly to 4. That way you can actually see the border. Okay, now do you see that difference? I can now see the outline of my words. All right, now I can go back to the border color and I can change it to, let's say, red. Ooh, now all of a sudden it's very Christmassy, right? All right, so that's some of the things you can do. The one last thing I want to show you that is this button called Border Dash. Okay, so right now my border or outline is a solid line, but I can change it to dots. Ooh, that's a little crazy. Or I can change it to dashes. All right, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, and move on to the next slide. Actually, right before I move on, make sure you answer the 2 questions in the yellow box. Why wouldn't you want to write an entire presentation or report using word art? And when would it be an appropriate time to use word art? All right, then we're going to move on to slide 5, which is basically instructions for how you complete slide 6. Okay, so slide 5 says on the next slide, create a digital greeting card that you might send to a friend or family to say hi or to encourage them during this time. I posted an example here. Okay, now yours won't look like this, and it doesn't matter. I just want you to practice inserting word art and an image. Okay, so it says, please include a word art. So on this example, my word art would be the He Will Sustain You title. Okay, and then a scripture, if you would, that you would like to share that's related to your word art. Okay, so this scripture is Isaiah. Oh, I can't see it, 46. And then a nice background or image to go with your word or scripture. Now, I noticed that I'm running out of time for this video, so I'm going to actually show you how to do this in part 2 of this video. So make sure you watch both of these videos to know how to complete the last slide. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.